We are fighting over the
armrest a little bit.
armrest. Maybe I'm further back.
Hello, everyone. Cientira here, and welcome to more Majora's Mask with my sister, who will call me Ben sometimes.
And fight with you. I think maybe I'm further back, and so we're fighting over the armrest a lot. I think maybe I need to scoot my chair forward. Maybe that will help.
Maybe.
So after that fun, so we are standing in the moat, which obviously the well is dried up. There's a bit of like a pond that the moat all connects to on the other side that's dried up. This is the shortcut, by the way, to get in. So you don't have to do the well anymore. But the moat is all dried up, and you'll notice, or you probably already noticed, there's another Garo apparently. You might have noticed that the moat is very thin because we were standing in it and it was like, very skinny. It's easy for Link to just jump over the moat without any problems whatsoever. And there he is. Master, you called. Who are you? So something that my thought is, and you alluded to this in the last episode, Ben, when we were talking about when we were talking about the water kind of purifying and stuff like that there is a kind of an old superstition. In entering Ikana Castle, there's another secret route apart from the well entrance. Belief or disbelief rests with you. And that's what I was talking about, where you can undo that block and then you can use that. I think it's from the other direction, though.
That could be.
And the main gate is, I think, in front of us, and that stays closed. So you can't open the main gate here with the little swans or whatever on it.
Texture's a bit
big,
low, right?
big
So
swans. But there's kind of an old superstition or idea. There you hop over that really pathetic moat that would not stop any armies. But there's this idea that the dead, or the undead more accurately, cannot cross running water.
Yeah.
And that they can't go over a stream or something where there's running water, right? So my thought has always been, and here you can see the dried up pond, my thought has always been that moat is not to stop an army of living soldiers, but an army of the dead or the undead, because they can't, even though it's really skinny that you can easily step over it or hop over it like Link does, that the dead would not be able to pass over it because it's running water.
I don't think this is going to do anything, but I want to anyway.
I doubt it'll do anything. That would be cool if it did. So that's always been kind of my thought, which again, just I talked about this in the last episode, but Canyon feels like there's a lot of questions that it raises and room for speculation about things of how, it's this place where...
And it's in the environmental storytelling too.
Yeah, where it feels like... Are you wearing your mask? Yes, you are.
I am.
I love how they just dance. That's just great. If you weren't wearing your mask, they'd be trying to attack you and kill you, but when they're on their downtime and there's no one to attack, they just do some twirls. I think that's really funny. And the different kinds of dancing they do, too, because these ones twirl, but there are other kinds of dancing other ones do. I think that's really funny.
Something about the Gibdo sound effect is crunching the audio, though.
Re-dead, though. Those are re-dead.
Oh, yeah, but something about their sound effect is... Where did I see the other...
I don't know what you were... Oh, on the ceiling? No? I don't know. Yo, yes, there it is. But it kind of adds to more of the questions, because we were talking about how, in the last episode, as I was saying, that it really feels... And again, you still have a map, which is... So, Tingle outdid himself in Ikana Canyon with his map making skills. But... And this is the Forest Temple. They had this in Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time. Something about...
Oh, I see.
Yep, you have to be a Deku.
If I can find it.
Yep. You can see just the 2 masks left. It's so full. It's amazing. Anyway, that we were talking in the last episode, as I've been saying 3 times now, about how there are... Oh, yeah, you have to... Oh, you didn't want to climb on the thing to open the door? Anyway.
I wasn't sure how much longer I had on the ceiling.
That makes sense. That it feels like the... all of the... people in Ikana, they had some kind of war going on with the Garo, and Captain Kida and all of that were fighting in this war, and then it all everyone ended up dying, and now they're kind of ghosts that are still living out this war and all the stuff that should be long gone. But it seems like they probably must have had some kind of problem perhaps with the dead even before they all became undead, enough so that they were having that moat and very different things, and and referring to it as Land of the Dead. So just it makes me very curious, kind of, to know like what happened here. Like when was this war going on? How did everyone end up becoming ghosts? Did someone win the war? Did everyone just all die? Was kind of, are they, like, it's kind of implied, I thought, by Sharp, which is the brother that is in the well, that there is a curse that, the Skull Kid and Majora's Mask and everything put on the place to kind of corrupt the ghosts or maybe create the ghosts. It's not very clear, I thought. Like, did the Skull Kid kind of make them be ghosts or make them be angry ghosts? And if it's that he made them be ghosts in the first place, we do see in the that was a good move. We do see in the end credits, spoilers, that we see the King of Ikana appears in the. Was there a second one? That's wow. So that is like you'd think that if they were ghosts and that was a problem, that they would not still be hanging out in the end credits. You know what I mean? So it kind of leaves a lot of questions in terms of like the nature of Ikana Canyon and like, is it quote unquote supposed to be all ghosts, or is that is that a sign that they haven't been able to move on from the travails of their life with whatever this war was and stuff? Like there's some kind of questions I feel like about some of that,
Yeah, well, and there's like questions of like trying to articulate my thoughts while also playing the game.
Yeah.
It'd be challenging, but where am I?
How? Is there a switch or something we didn't see? Maybe kill all the bombs. I doubt that's it, but can they hit each other? Wrong angle, I think.
Yeah, I have a bad angle for it.
I don't know that you would
this
have to.
This is not a complicated enough physics sim. So.
Yeah, I don't think you need to. There must have been like a kind of switch that we missed. What was the thought you were trying to articulate while playing the game?
Like, yeah, how much is the curse that they're cursed to relive the war versus they're cursed to be undead?
Uh-huh.
And that sort of thing is definitely a little bit of an open question.
That's a good way of putting it, I think.
Yeah, it's a fairly rudimentary physics sim, which doesn't surprise me, but
there might be like a switch you have to press that we somehow missed. Like an eyeball statue or something. Not statue, switch, eyeball switch. Or an actual switch. There might be... Oh, they were just using a hook shot, by the way, to make those instead of arrows.
I mean, yeah, that would work.
I think you might want the lens of truth.
That's not a bad idea. I don't think about the lens of truth for some reason.
I meant down. Lower. Not that low. You might be the wrong angle, too. Ah, there it is. There's a switch.
Didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that platform is completely not... It's very dark. As we've said multiple times on other episodes, the capture device that we are using for the video for the game is very dark and very saturated. So that is probably getting cleared up in post for you guys.
At least a little bit.
But for us, everything is very, very dark and very colorful. When I say colorful, I mean green.
Green and blues are very strong right now.
This room is completely blue and green. More? I thought you killed them. Did they come back?
I think they respawned.
I like how decorated that wall was. Like, if you look at the wall, it had lots of, like, figures carved on it.
Yeah.
Which is nice, because, like, that kind of area is, like, we saw that, like, in the Snowhead Temple and stuff like that. You know, that wasn't, like, a new...
Now I can draw out.
You don't have a sword. So you're going to do this? Okay. On your head be it. This will be a fun fight. Ah, it works, I guess. He's so cute with those little legs. I mean, big legs, like some kind of bird with long legs. To counter the rage of the king of Ikana Castle, burn away that which disrupts the light and shine the sacred rays on the king. Belief or disbelief rests with you.
They've definitely been doing their spy work.
Yeah, they got a lot of tidbits. I think there's a piece of heart around here.
There is, yes.
Ah, night of the first day.
Isn't there a way of like making a ladder appear or something?
I don't know. You can use a Deku flower. Like those Deku flowers.
Yeah, those are for
The piece of heart or something.
yeah.
I would wear a bunny hood and jump.
I would wait until the thing resets.
I would also do that. But I would try it where you're going. So maybe the second... Can you reach that one? No, it's beyond the... I see. You've got like a fence that prevents you from standing on the wall. Yeah, that probably is a better choice. Less ammo to use up.
Yep. It turns out infinite ammo.
Convenient. You don't... What I'd recommend, no, is using... Because you have to come back up here again.
Yeah, I know.
Does the one with the piece of heart have a flower on it?
No.
Then you have to come back up again, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I was gonna say use your the bomb, but that was interesting.
That worked.
Because the point of going onto the roof is to use the powder keg.
I got a new heart container.
Yay! The point of going to the roof was to use the powder keg. And then you go back to the room and you've got a hole in the ceiling so you can shine light. Which will be interesting considering it's nighttime now. But the sacred rays do not care about day or night.
Yes, they do not.
But yeah, I just picture like the moat drying up and the castle being overrun by the dead. That somehow then the castle inhabitants became the dead. Like you can almost picture something, I don't know, like they had this, stupid war of some sort between the Garo and the Ikana that then, see, you need light in the ceiling, but some, silly war between the Ikana and the Garo that then there was a bigger threat, which was the dead came and like overran the land and made them all become ghosts and join, the ranks of the dead. This is going swimmingly. And kind of,
I don't need to do anything here right now anyway.
Yeah. So I can kind of, picture some narrative like that, And that's again talking about the idea of leaving things unanswered. Is that then you can come up with your own narrative of how this happened.
Yeah.
Instead of like having a narrative given to you that maybe you don't like as much as the one you come up with, or something.
I still need to go on top of the thing.
Yep, you can hit the button. But you probably can be speedier about it. It actually is not a very large dungeon. It's just like the main entrance and then like 2 wings going off on the sides.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a mini dungeon, right? It's not an actual... Which I guess you could say it means there's like kind of almost too many dungeons. In Ikana, like there's the under the well, if that really counts. It's something kind of like that. And then you've got this place.
It's true.
And then you have to climb up Stone Tower before you can get to Stone Tower Temple. So it's very involved.
It is a rather involved process.
So, do you prefer games with lots of dungeons or games with, like this one that have fewer dungeons and more side quests?
It really kind of depends on how they're being done. Because I enjoy exploring an interesting dungeon, but a lot of times, I don't know, it's very nuanced.
You're going to hit the button?
What I'm getting to. Oh yeah, I need to. So don't I? Like there's a lot of nuance in that, the sort of like answer to that. In that there is a lot that kind of depends upon how things are being done. So if the dungeons are interesting, then I will enjoy them. If the side quests are interesting, then I'll enjoy them. But if they're like, if the side quests are, for example, are really tedious,
that wouldn't be very fun. Yeah.
To where it doesn't feel like there's that much that you're really engaging with or whatever. Let's see. I do need to climb on top of this to be able to get up here.
Is the Gwei gonna attack you? I can't tell.
I don't know. There's stuff going around on the pillars down there too.
I feel like sorry, this is a side thing, but we were talking about how some of the places close at night and some of them stay open, and that's kind of part of it, is like the side quest things versus the gameplay things. Does that make sense?
Where am I actually trying to get to?
You want to get to the still? How are you still Jinx? Okay, no, it's not.
I just wore off.
Wait, was that? Never mind. I thought it was a hole. If this was an actual person, Link could easily. Well, I saw a thing over here. Yeah, if it was an actual person, could easily crawl through some of those holes. But anyway, he's not crawling through holes in this game.
If that worked, they designed it differently.
Yeah. Haha, you caught him. We were talking about in a previous episode that some of the things like in Clocktown, when it's like for, the curiosity shop's only open at certain hours or things like that. But for things that are like you're trying to beat the dungeon and you don't care what time of day it is, for that you
wait. Can I just drop back down now?
Again? You like doing that? What appeared that you feel like you could drop back down again?
I pushed a block and it moved over a hole.
I think that's still on the roof, isn't it? I didn't see where it was. You're still doing roof things, because you need to use your powder keg. It's so dark I can't see what's happening.
I know, right?
That does not help. Like, there could be a big, huge gaping hole in this fence, and I would have no idea. Where was the block? It must be somewhere up here, I would assume. We were talking about how, so like, for example,
I wish I had camera controls up here somewhere.
Komei and Kotake's shop, it said, for example, was open 24/7. Because if you're trying to do the quest to do,
I'm pretty sure I moved that block and that opens up the light there, and then the other thing, I come back up that side.
Oh, okay. I bet you're right. That makes sense. You come to the powder keg later.
You're conflating
the two roof events. That makes sense. We will certainly try that out anyway. You guys can come back up if you need to again, right? Yeah, I think that what happened is that's the one for the Wall Master. And later, you're going to do the one for the middle room, which will be useful for going in the middle area, which is where the boss is. So that sounds correct. I want to see how they do the sacred light in the nighttime. It's kind of ironic. What if you look up, what are we seeing? You know? You don't want to look up at the ceiling?
I wanted to collect these rupees.
Well, yes, that's important. Yeah, there's just a hole with the light streaming in. That's not it. That's the other way. You weren't looking at it. But, so like Komei and Kotake's shop, I noticed it said was open 24/7. Because if you're doing the Southern Swamp quest to get to the temple and you're doing it in the middle of the night, they didn't want to like force you to go to day 2. They didn't want to force you to like go to day 2 or something. Look at their dancing before you kill them. Awesome.
I'm dancing Redead.
Do you want to dance like a Redead? Pretty cool.
I don't need to fight him.
Oh,
no, the wizard.
The point I was going to make with this, though, is I noticed that we still have the music playing here. Like when we were outside, for example, we had the Ikana Castle music playing. Whereas if you go to town or Romani Ranch, I think and stuff as well, the music stops at night when it closes.
Oh, uh-huh.
Because I was thinking about the sounds. They had the gways, the ravens or crows or whatever, and they didn't have like owls hooting and stuff, the night noises. So that kind of feels like the places that close at night also have the music stop at night, like Clocktown does. Whereas the ones that are like open 24/7, because they're not trying to impact your gameplay of like doing the temples, that those ones maybe keep the music and doesn't stop at night.
Right.
I don't know, that's what it seemed like anyway. So that's an interesting little thing to notice. Hello, Wizrobe. Oh, you found him pretty quickly there. Is he just going in circles? No, he's not. There he is. Haha. Was he in the water temple or the Goron temple?
Goron.
Goron temple, that's what I thought.
Shows up twice there.
Yeah. He showed up once here. Ah. Okay, put the hat on. I love this dancing, like is that like, what kind of dancing even is that? Like,
I think of it as kind
Russian
of like,
or something? How do you balance? Carefully. I guess he's got like a foot underneath him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then what are those guys doing? Like he's spinning, yes. But the other guy, it's really funny.
It is.
And you were right, this was the other way up to the roof that we needed. So it really isn't, like I said, that long of a dungeon with just the 2 wings.
And this leads back down to...
Yep, that's the Wall Master room. Alright, here's where we want to use the... What is that? It almost looks like a pumpkin or something on there, doesn't it? See? You always miss things like this. Take a look, the rocks are cracked here. I'm just seeing a jack-o'-lantern or something. I don't know why.
But a regular bomb won't do.
No, that won't do it. Yep.
It does shake.
It did shake. This is why they put the shortcut to get back in here, so that if you had to leave to get a powder keg, you can come back, right?
Yeah.
I do appreciate, like, it's kind of frustrating because you don't normally grab powder kegs. At some point it's kind of annoying that you have to have it, but I appreciate that they like are actually having you do something. It's like, and it's not just you need it to get to the race course and Romani Ranch, but you have another place where you use it as well. I think interesting that these guys, they like, if you kill them, they still don't attack you. They're just like, friendly fire? Why are you hurting me? They're not like, they're not like, he's actually a villain, let me attack. They are full of money. Although their bodies didn't disappear, so I feel like they might revive.
Yeah.
If you
Re-Dead are kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, who came up with the name Re-Dead? Oh, now one's vanishing. Interesting.
I need more arrows.
Oh, holy cow, you do need more arrows.
I think they'll give me some in this boss fight.
Oh, I hope so. And there are 2 different masks you need to wear in this boss fight. Oh, there's some... See if they will hear. You're not wearing one of the masks you need, by the way. First you need to try the Bremen mask. Then you're gonna wear the, yes, that one.
Yeah.
Alright. Talk to Igos du Ikana. Oh, insolent one who has brought the unthinkable into a land as dark as Ikana. It's like moonlight. My servants have fallen namelessly before the light that guides you. However, the darkness in which my servants live is, after all, fleeting. You shall see with your own eyes just what kind of thing true darkness really is. I want someone to, okay, Bremen mask. Or you can do that too. But Bremen mask is important. By the way, did you know the Bremen mask is a reference to a Grimm's fairy tale? While defending the unthinkable, Anyway, Bremen Mask is a reference to a Grimm's fairy tale of the town musicians of Bremen. Bremen is a town in Germany. And the town musicians of Bremen were a donkey, cat, dog, and rooster. So that is why when Guru Guru tells you the story about how he was in a troop, all the other animals, including the leader of the troop, were all animals, whereas he was the only man. Because in the fairy tale, it's a bunch of animals that are in the troop. So, little fun trivia there, I guess. But I was wondering why it was called the Bremen Mask, and that's why.
Oh.
You do need to get the curtains drawn,
Yeah.
though. I guess they're attacking you too much, not getting in the way.
They don't care about this one.
Yeah. Ha! Oh, the light! Was I talking about something before they started attacking you, though? I can't remember if I was saying something or not. Okay. Well, probably what'll happen is I'll re-listen to this and be like, no, I was in the middle of saying something, I never came back to it. It might have just been about the mask. Oh no, I remember what I was gonna say now. Haha, I'm glad I remembered. You know how they, scientists and stuff will do like reconstructions of, oh, we have the bones of like some person, a Neanderthal or something from ages ago. And we did like a reconstruction to figure out what they probably looked like. I want someone to do that with these, like Captain Kita and Igusu Ikana and these guys and stuff. I want to know what they, like, because their faces are so weird. Like they've got like, really like, their lower half of their face like sticks out a lot. If you look at like the skull children and stuff. They have really strange faces, and I want to know what, because I don't think they were just like normal like Hylians. I think they were like different looking, and I want someone to do that kind of reconstruction of, if you put skin on top of their bones, you have to attack them. Okay, yeah, and then you like you have to knock them down, and then when they're like that, you get the sunlight on them. He must be too far away. You have to do it close enough to the light, huh?
This is probably a little bit easier
If you what?
came in here later with another item we haven't gotten yet.
Another item I haven't gotten yet, like the Great Fairy Sword?
No, light arrows.
Oh, you could light arrows in the temple though.
Yeah, I know.
So that would be your second time playing. Ha! Is he close enough to the light? I think he is. Let's get him. There you go. Yay. But yeah, like, we'll have to look at some of their facial structure, but I really want
These are
someone
the
to...
only, like, Stalfos style enemies in this game, aren't they?
Probably, mostly, yeah. But, like, look at his face. Like, I want to know what that looks like when he's not a skeleton.
Very wide jawed.
Yeah, and, like, it really sticks out a lot as well. See? Kita? Is it not Captain Kita? I thought the music just stops dead.
Yeah.
I was like, did your game freeze? But you're so tiny! I was nearly fooled by what you have done. He is really tall.
Yep.
Again, they're not Hylians. That's why you had to wear that mask, because it's great. I love that reaction. See, with using the basic target methods. I don't think he reacts to this one, because the other two are lackeys, right? So the lackeys react to that, but he's the leader that they follow. He doesn't follow others. But yeah, he's like super tall. They've got these weird jaws. I don't know what they look like. Look at his legs, feel like they're really splayed oddly too. I don't know, it'd be interesting. His head can detach. Probably only as a ghost. I doubt he did that when he was alive. Captain Kita is enormous, so I just want to know what this species was. Anyway. One of the other things that's kind of like a question of like, what is with some of this, species? Or kingdom, I guess I should say. Ikana Kingdom. It would be cool if there was a fourth transformation mask, but I can see why there isn't, of like having Link be one of, Hylian Link being one of the four forms that you have. He's good with that shield and everything, isn't he? Having defense. And of course, he's
His body is
invincible.
invulnerable.
Yeah. Which is frustrating. Especially because it keeps attacking you. Wow, this guy's tricky, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to fight him a little bit.
Ah! There you got him. At least you got the strong sword, right? And double defense. And 2 fairies. And do you still have some milk? Or did you use up all the milk?
No, I had to give the milk to the...
Okay, I wasn't sure if you gave him 1 milk. Because you get 2 milks.
I'm pretty sure it takes all of it.
Okay. You're blocking me. Get out of the way. I can still get him.
They're like posed now. Or like the skulls, the floating bubbles.
Yeah, they're like the floating bubble skulls. Yeah. Blocking you? See, look at his, like, nose sticking out.
Mhm.
Muzzle is really the word. He has his muzzle sticking out.
Yeah.
The reason he beat us is because you were so feeble. Don't blame this on me. What? Just try saying it again to my bony face. Is that like the hair, like red hair coming out of some kind of top knot, or is that like a helmet thing?
I think it's a helmet.
Feeble, 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 feeble.
See the thing coming down behind the back of his head?
Yeah, I was saying, is that hair or is that a part of a helmet?
I think
like
that's a helmet.
A plume of a helmet. Mm-hmm. I think it's a helmet, yeah. Shut up already. Grr, don't look at me. I was once called the best swordsman in all of Ikana. The greatest swordsman in all of Ikana, you feeble. Draw your weapon. Huh? I'm telling you to draw your sword. How? Arrgh. Will you stop? What fools? Haven't you begun to understand? No, because he's got red hair. So I wasn't sure if it was a plume of hair. The kingdom being ruined and us left in this state. Isn't it petty little battles like this that have caused it? See, I want to know the backstory of Ikana. Like, it fell apart due to internal squabbling, apparently, right? Like, I want to know. You know what it's reminding me of? It's reminding me of in the Chronicles of Narnia, in The Magician's Nephew. There's this land called, I think it's Karen. I can't remember, Charn or something like that.
Charn sounds familiar.
Yeah, where the Wicked Witch of the West. Oh my goodness, that's the wrong. It's
The
where
White Witch.
The White Witch. Thank you. I got the alliteration and the word witch and nothing else. So Winter. What did you call her?
White Witch?
Thank you. I was going for the Wicked Witch of the West again. So where the White Witch comes from. It's a different planet. It's complicated if you haven't read the books. But there's kind of this idea that like they have this hall or big room or whatever, gallery, where they've got like statues of all of the kings and queens of Charn. And you look at the early ones and they're all like, and obviously, you know, this is not what people actually look like and how that works, but the early ones look, you know, kind and noble and generous and benevolent and stuff, and then they kind of start looking like a more stern and serious and you know, focus on justice and laws and stuff, and they kind of start getting like more corrupt looking and cruel and greedy and that kind of thing, and you can kind of see this like kind of the degradation of their society and kind of how their society kind of devolved or became corrupt or things like that, lost its ideals. And it's a completely abandoned world. There's no living things because the last two queens, I guess you could say, they had a civil war between 2 sisters. And one of them had this magic that she had learned called the deplorable word, where if you say it out loud, it kills all life except for the one who said it. So she's going to lose the fight. Her sister is going to be victorious and become the queen. And so she says the deplorable word to stop her sister becoming queen. And then the next second, she's the only living thing on the whole planet. And just something about this feels evocative of that. I don't know why, because obviously it's not.
Yeah, where, like, you'd rather everyone else die than you lose.
Not her, and that's the White Witch.
Yeah.
That's that character. But not specifically that, but the desolation and the feeling of like something had, you know, you saw something grand that decayed and is fallen into darkness and.
Yeah.
I don't know, just
No, I get what you're
a
saying.
dying world. It also its son is old enough that its son is a red giant now, and so it's got like the light is red everywhere as well, and so it's this really like kind of, and there's no living things, so it's this really grim place, and just something about that idea of like the society that kind of fell, kind of like Rome, where it's because of internal problems, not external ones, you know, causing it to fall and. You know, come dark and being desolate. It just kind of has a similar feel. Like we were talking about how the sound of wind.
Let's go ahead and continue this for now.
Felt very desolate. And it kind of reminds me of that sort of idea. Believing in your friends and embracing that belief by forgiving failure. Sounds like a Captain Keto reference there.
Yeah.
These feelings have vanished from our hearts. It all happened after somebody thrust open the doors of that stone tower. This is where then I have the questions, because it feels like that's a thing that Skull Kid did, which would have been recent, but all of this sounds like it's a historical past, because they're all ghosts, so I'm really confused about, you know, when they became ghosts and all this. Anyway, you who bring light into darkness, I am the king of Ikana Kingdom, Igos du Ikana. I'm going back and forth between Ikana and Ikana, I think, but whatever. The spell binding that had been cast upon us was broken by that light which you carry. To return true light to this land, there's your light arrows, you must seal the doors of Stone Tower where the winds of darkness blow through. I don't feel like we ever see these doors that we're apparently closing, do you? Anyway, but Stone Tower is an impenetrable, I almost said impregnable, which has the same meaning.
Yeah.
Impenetrable stronghold. Hundreds of soldiers from my kingdom would not even be able to topple it. It is far too reckless for one to take on such a challenge. And so, I grant to you a soldier who has no heart, one who will not falter in the darkness. You shall remember this song. What a great singer. At least he's on pitch. That's all I can say about his voice. He's on pitch. Now, an elegy is like a song of mourning, right? Like you played a funeral or something. So
probably.
So that again has that idea of an emptiness. Like that's a great title, but you know, again has this idea of, you know, the death and ghosts and I don't know, just all of that. It's very interesting.
How creepy.
Creepy pasta. Sorry, there's a famous creepypasta about it. So they're assuming that if you were a Zora or a Goron, they would need to go a little higher, so they just have it go up high, and then it doesn't make any sense if you're a Deku or a Link.
Yeah.
You learn the Elegy of Emptiness. It's a mystical song that allows you to shed a shell shaped... Wow, that had a lot of alliteration. Shed a shell shaped in your current image. By playing the song while wearing masks to assume different forms, you'll be able to leave up to 4 empty shells, one for each form. Unfortunately, the Deku form is pretty useless because it's not heavy enough to hold down switches. This soldier who has no heart is your twin image, a shell of yourself that you will shed when your song commands it. On my kingdom, shine the light of justice. So make all 4 of them so we can admire them. It'll be the one only time you make one as a Deku Link, because otherwise there's no point in it. As I say, he's not heavy enough. Because the main purpose of this is to make statues. Nope. Nope. There you go. Ha, you did it.
I'm definitely going to learn this over the course of doing this, but...
Yes. Look at all the stuff on the pillars. I like how it feels like this is covered in art. This room and everything. Anyways, the whole castle, I feel like that way. Look at Deku Link. So once you get all 4 of them, we can comment on them too. But he's very cute.
Yep.
Think of this as practice to learn this song, right? Since you'll be doing it so much in Stone Tower.
Yeah.
I like all the art on the wall. So. All right. Ooh, look at that.
It's a very powerful pose.
It is a powerful pose. He sounds very fishy when he walks. And he has his guitar with him for some reason. So I kind of feel like these statues are not of you, but of Darmani, Mikau, and Deku Butler's son. Because, like, you can see he's got his tattoo, right? Mikau had a tattoo on his arm, and that's got the tattoo. Darmani's got, like, the injury on his stomach that I think killed him, right? If you look at his stomach, he's got that rip on his stomach. He is wearing the green loincloth, I think. But otherwise, he looks like, see, he's got that. Maybe he's not. I don't know. It's kind of like he is. But he's got the injury on his stomach. The Deku Butler son obviously doesn't have, like, the hat, right? Of, like, Link's hat and stuff. Yeah. He's got just, like, the 3 leaves. And like I said, he's got the tattoos and everything. So I kind of feel like, because as we said, it's the bodies that, you're inhabiting, that with having the masks of the people who died. I kind of feel like these are the people who died, and not Link's version of them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're not the Linkified.
Yeah, like, he doesn't have the green, like, if you look at this guy, he's got green all over the tips of his head and stuff like that. I don't think that Mikau's got that, and he's got the tattoo instead. So I just think that's kind of an interesting thing, is that I think that's it's actually the people whose body you're inhabiting and not you that it's copying, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's a cool little thing. Yay. Next up is Stone Tower.
Should I just Song of Soaring out of here?
It's not that far, but I guess you might. Ooh, money.
Oh no, I accidentally committed a murder.
Yes, you murdered the re-dead. Does that count when they're already dead?
I don't know if it does.
They weren't attacking you, though, so it was really mean of you to kill them when they were just dancing. They weren't attacking you, right?
It's true.
This is the way out, but I'm not sure if you have to do it from the other side.
I'm going to Song of Soaring.
Okay, that's probably easier.
I'm not sure how long the climb's going to take, so this may be a little bit longer, but we'll see.
Yep. It involves lots of hookshotting and lots of switches, which involves lots of Elegy of Emptiness, which involves lots of different masks and playing that song.
Which is why speedrunners like to use glitches to avoid all of this nonsense.
I bet. Well, the owl statue is very aptly placed, so you never have to do this again.
Yeah. They know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's one of the well-located owl statues.
But it's not located in a well.
No. Well-located, but not in a well. Are you sure it's that way?
No.
Okay. I think it's this way.
Yeah, it's this
It's just so dark. Which might make it hard to look at the statue, because I think this is a cool statue. You can see the leg there, and the foot.
So I think this jinxing mechanic only is in this one, not in Ocarina of Time.
That was what I seem to recall. I was expecting it to happen, and it seemed like it wasn't. Alas, you do that so you can hit him with your sword, but you can't use your sword. Quick, run! Don't let it curse you! If it comes after you, defend yourself. Something. Ha! At least you got healed. And you got 2 fairies, which is good. But I really like the statue because you can see you're gonna walk up its tongue. I don't think we need to do it again, unless you.
No,
want to.
I was trying to go into first person to look at the thing.
That makes sense. Oh, of course you got hit again. But I think it's a cool statue. Like I said, you're walking up the tongue into the mouth. I drew a picture of it, and these blocks are also, you can see some of the blocks. So like, is that the door that needs to be closed? His mouth? I don't know, because I don't feel like we see anything get closed. But these blocks are really neat too, because again, they have the same kind of artwork, just like the pillars do in Termina Field that lead into here. They have, you don't want to do that one, huh? You might need it later. Once you move the other one, that one will move further. You will get sick of that song. But, I think they're interesting blocks.
You use it a lot for right here, and that's it.
And yeah, never again. But the blocks are shaped like people. They even have they're square, but they're a person that's curled up. They even have ears on the side and stuff. And on the bottom, where the butt would be,
Vimos.
They have a Triforce, which is interesting. Is it a place with Vimos?
I cannot definitively claim that.
I don't remember if we saw. I don't think we saw them anywhere else though. They might be on the moon or something in one of the dungeons there. Which I mean the human dungeon. Anyway, we will see. I don't think we've seen them yet.
They're
though.
not common. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah. So you can see that one. You can see the arm and the leg on the side of it.
These songs are almost like gestures.
Like gestures?
Well, because it's just different directions.
I see what you mean. I was going to say, I believe... So I know in a previous episode we saw Stone Tower from a distance in one of the other locations. And it looks like a cactus with weird texture.
Yeah.
Which is what we're seeing on the walls here, is that weird texture. But I don't know, because like, it's got like 3 prongs. Like, you know, like a saguaro cactus or whatever. You know, it's got like the 3 parts sticking up. It kind of, it doesn't look like a cactus like that, I suppose. But that's what it makes me think of as a cactus. I don't know why. See, you wanted to do that one, or you would have been missing it now.
Yeah. I didn't know if you had to do them in a specific order.
No, it'll just continue. That would be awful, because you have to backtrack. Wouldn't that be miserable? But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like the way it looks from the outside is that it has like the castle, the Stone Tower has like 3 prongs to it, like a saguaro cactus or whatever. Saguaro cactus, saguaro. You remember what it's called? You know what I mean, though. Oof! I want my bunny hood on.
Oh my goodness!
Let's all cry together.
I got keysed.
Oh no. Too many hat switching in this one, huh? Okay, well, let's all talk about how to murder that Keese. Well, at least we know don't let that happen again, right?
So I'm starting with the Zora.
And also, in case people are not aware, you can only have one of each of these statues at a time. So
yeah, so if I make another Zora, it reposition it.
This one will disappear. Yeah. Which is weird, because he's like, I'm going to give you an army. And it's like, but you only have one of a time, so that's not very army-like. It's not like you can have like 50 of them at once. You know, you can only have 4 at once. And one of them is useless. Last mask again. So many masks we're going through. We're just cycling through all these masks. We have the all of our different transformation masks. We've got the bunny hood. We've got the blast mask. We don't need the Gibdos mask or anything like least that. We're past all that kind of stuff, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's really interesting to have a song that like does something. A lot of the songs, like, I mean, Song of Storms kind of does something, but this, I don't know, it feels different somehow. Like
it's a gameplay mechanic rather than like a plot mechanic.
It's more like it's like, more like if you had like an item that you used.
I was gonna say like an item, yeah.
But it's also in some ways like, I mean, to some extent, the ocarina is how you cast spells.
Mm-hmm.
Which, this would actually be a really interesting...
spell?
Like, spellcasting system.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it would make a lot of sense as a spellcast. Like...
Makes me think of Magica a little bit, actually.
Magica?
I mean, it's a game where you have different elements, and you can combine them to make different spells.
Okay. But, like, it is interesting to think about, like... Oh, okay, we made it. Bunny hood is definitely something I think is useful there. But it's interesting. Those might be the ones that redo it in case you wanted to go backwards or something. I don't know. They don't seem like they're doing anything on their own, do they? I think it might be for going the other way around. If you start from the top for some unfathomable reason. But...
Let's start with the Zora.
But the fact that, like... I'm trying to think how to articulate this. What you're actually doing in the game and the the skin they put on it. That makes sense? Because, like, what you're actually doing in the game is you hit, like, you have a mechanic that lets you, I don't know, create masks or unlock masks. Or if we do this particular song, it's a song of healing, you have a mechanic in the game that allows you to create copies of yourself that you can leave behind on switches to hold them down. You could do whatever you want for that, right? Like, you could have it be a magic spell, it could be a song, it could be, you know, an item, it could be, like, any kind of way you want to implement that mechanic. And so what kind of Narvazod skin they put on that of what it is that, oh, you play a song that does it. You have an item that does it. Like, you know, you
there it is.
Just like if you used a bomb, it blows things up. Or use a blast magnet, it blows things up. Or you have a bomb tune, it blows things up, but it moves. You know, like, what they choose that item to be is...
punch these.
Yes, but it doesn't get you anywhere. Because they're made of metal.
Oh, good, I stunned it.
Well, at least it does that. See, there's the ear on this side, like I said. It's kind of cute. Is it a Hylian ear? Is it pointy? Or is it more round like a Gerudo ear?
It's more round.
Interesting. More data point about what these species was. Never mind, say a Gerudo. I can see why in the remake, or this, not the remake, maybe it's the remake too, but in the speedrunning versions where they have the transformation masks and the ocarina on a separate thing.
Oh, the randomizer where they put them on a separate thing.
Would be very useful. But yeah, like I was saying, that it's interesting because you see to go back to what I was talking about, you see the final product where it is, you know, a song that lets you do this.
So something that still bothers me a little bit is that I can't use the mirror shield to reflect Miimo's
That would be
beams.
nice. It's just for light and not laser light. It's sacred light that shines even when it's nighttime. But yay, you did it. Now just remember if you were a Zor or a Hylian for one of them, and if you're destroying the one you wanted to keep.
No, I intentionally did Zorgor on Hylian.
But like, we see the end product where it's a song.
Yeah.
And so it's weird for us to think about how it could have been anything.
Exactly. This is actually a really common thing, is like a lot of stuff can be done different ways. And so when you see the end product, you kind of get anchored on that end product.
Yeah.
But because if that's when you're first encountering it.
Yeah.
But like as a game designer, like there's a lot of different possibilities. For example, the way character class progression works in my game is like I have classes. The character classes have certain requirements of developing in other classes. Like that's just how I've implemented it. But, you know, I've thought about, I could have done this differently, where it's like, rather than needing this specific, like, level in this class,
Sorry.
You needed to get this specific skill. So it's like, it's based on skill unlocks. Or once I added character stats, I could have given them character stat requirements. And, like, to some extent, the only reason why I've done things the way that I have is because that's where I started, and going backwards the other way of, like, okay, I want to implement now, instead of having the requirements for these be these specific things of like get level 4 in mage or whatever, I could have made it be get this skill, but rather than but rather than do it that way,
these ones might want an order more, but you made it up to the top, so yay, at least that.
Yeah. We'll go inside and then call the episode there.
Sounds good.
But rather than like, that's just kind of my starting point, and I could have done it a different way, with stuff that I added later or with concepts I came up with later. And so the player only sees the possibility that I went with.
Yeah.
Right, in the end. Mm-hmm. And part of me wants to go and like, what if I went back and redid it? And I'm like, no, that's too much work. It's not worth it. But, you know, it's ideas then for future things of like, this is a way that I could do these sorts of things. Yeah. That would be alternate interesting things. And this is just interesting to think about.
And that's what I was trying to say when I was saying that
the possibility space.
The skin they put on it is arbitrary, of like the, you know, they color it up as, you're playing a song that does this, but they could have, you know, been anything. Like the and I don't know why I'm using the word skin, but because I guess it's something that's on the exterior, but not actually. You didn't want that one?
I don't know. Okay, that one wants to go down. I don't know if it matters which one I do first.
I feel like
I'm gonna
doing
do this one first.
Okay. I feel like they might get caught in each other, so we'll have to see if we need to change it.
Yeah, that's. It's like right, left, right, and then a circle starting from the bottom.
Oh yeah, I see.
Also, having to watch through this animation every time is a little tedious.
Yeah, I think that's part of it as well. That people hate Stone Tower because it actually was shorter than I feel like people talk about it being.
I think I can do that one.
The question is whether the first one will make it okay after having these two placed.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's like I would just call it because there's the underlying mechanic of what you're doing, and then there's like okay the mechanic to actually make it happen. So like they could have just made
I know
this
what I
item.
want. User interface.
Oh yeah.
There's the underlying mechanic, and then there's the user interface. That's a better word than skin. The user interface for that mechanic. Ha! That's what I was afraid of.
Okay. So this is a little bit of an ordering
You can be a
puzzle.
Goron right now, and do it as a Goron.
Yeah, I could. I just don't know if that was the one that's blocking things.
It looked like it was.
I think it was a Zoro one that was blocking things, but we'll find out.
Oh, actually, you might be right. But then you have to block both. Well, we'll see which it is. We'll find out. It was the Zora one. But I think you had to do it that way anyway. So, I guess you can be a
Such a
Zora
weird
here?
pattern. This would be so much more convenient though if it was just an item you use it and it didn't. There's no cutscenes involved. You didn't have to play notes and all that sort
You
of
have
stuff.
to have, you have in the cutscene of you play the song, and then it plays the song for real. This is just getting more snarled. Okay, now you need to go on again, I think. Okay, so you play the song, and then Link does the cutscene of playing the song.
Oh, that seems good.
That seems like it fixed it. And then it does the thing where it turns you into a statue. And also you have the cutscene where it shows how the blocks move.
Yeah, like there's just a lot of cutscenes. There's a lot of like filler around
Yeah,
this.
and that's why it feels really tedious.
And it feels like it's wasting your time.
If it was literally just you press a button and it made a thing set on the Switch, with having to watch all of that, I don't care if that's messed up. That would be much less tedious feeling. But we have to you have to switch which mask you're wearing. You know, you have to.
Yeah, and you have to you can cancel that animation, but you have to.
Yeah. And we're working on a tongue again, so once again going into someone's mouth.
Yep.
It's the second time we're doing that.
Okay, and here we are, everyone. Stone Tower Temple. That will be for
Yay.
next time. We thank you all very much for watching and for patiently listening to the Elegy of Emptiness.
Yes.
And until then, everyone, take care and goodbye.
Bye-bye.